Girl, you are amazing. You are awesome. Girl, you on fleek. You are so confident. You know you lying. If they could only see the reflection that you see when you look in the mirror, then they would know you don't represent confidence. See, how many of you know friends, or actually yourself, who pretend to be something that they're really not, just so that others can perceive what they believe them to be? Well, a lot of people pretend to be confident so that others can see their confidence, when in reality, they know confidence is not there. How do I know? Let me share with you my truth. See, for a long time, I would show up confident and ready to work and teach my students on a daily basis. But all inside, I was torn apart. Why? I loved doing what I did as a teacher. But as a single mother, I was exhausted and drained. Why? Because I went to work every day giving my students all I had inside. But when I got home to pick up my own child, I was drained. You see, she had to be at school all day, then she had to go to daycare until I could actually get from work. Then I had to come home, feed her dinner, grade papers, and still try and get some rest for me. So you see, there was no me time in any of that. But now, again, don't get me wrong, I loved my job, but I loved being a mother more than my job. So I knew something had to change. So for me, it was just a matter of when would I make the change. So see, oftentimes we know we need to make a change so that our reality can be different, but are we willing to take action to make our reality different? See, God knew I was comfortable. See, I was in comfort zone getting that every 2-week paycheck. Why? Because I knew my mortgage was guaranteed to be paid. My bills and food would be on our table. But see, I got a rude awakening in 2008 when my boss said, I need to see you in my office. And he said, we love what you do. You do a great job here with the students, but we can no longer service your position because we don't have the budget. I left work that day feeling exhausted because all I could think of was, God, how am I going to make this work? I'm a single parent. I got to pay for my mortgage. I got to provide food. And most importantly, I got to take care of my daughter. But God began to say, wait a minute. You were the one who said you needed a new reality. Well, here's your new reality. Now you get to pick her up from school when she gets out of school. You got more time to not grade other people's papers, but work with your child on your homework. So see, I knew what it was like finally to face my new reality. So today I want to just try and share with you some different ways, 3 different key points and strategies of how you can unlock your inner confidence so that you can move in a new direction, in a new reality for you. My first point is the most important point because it is most of us lack confidence because we're fearful. What are we fearful of? We're fearful of being inadequate. We're fearful of being successful. We're fearful of failure. Most importantly, we're also fearful of going and taking bigger risks. So what was the most part that I was most fearful was? Inadequacy. Why? Because I said, okay, would I be enough? Am I worth it? Will I be able to make this work? Will people actually believe in my business? Because all along, although I was working with students all along, I knew I had a greater purpose. And that was to help students go up level to their next level in their educational journey. So I began to set off on a journey to create Suited for Success, where I work with high school students on getting prepared for college. So all of that inadequacy feeling I was feeling had to dismay because I had to be able to go into my reality. So see, my favorite quote is by Dr. Martin Luther King. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the entire staircase. See, my first step was not having a job anymore and just running my own business full time. See, but I didn't know what that was going to entail. I didn't know how many clients I would get, how many people would call me to speak at their schools. None of that was up front for me to know at the time. But one thing I did know was I no longer felt like I was inadequate. My point number 2 that I want to share with you today also is self-worth. See, oftentimes we doubt whether we're worth it. And how do I know that? Because I doubted whether I was worth it all along the way in my journey. See, when you can go back and reflect on things that you've been reflecting in the past about, then you are able to see where you discount your self-worth because we begin to speak negative thoughts to ourselves. We begin to entertain that we're not good enough. Or what if you fail? Well, one thing I know, God says, if you fail, I'll be there to pick you up. See, we got to be able to trust in who we are and believe in our dreams and believe in our journey. See, most of us, when someone asks us, how you doing, sis? You all say, blessed and highly favored. How do I know that? I was the queen of blessed and highly favored. But inside, I was broken and tore up. Why? Because I wasn't believing in myself, and I was continuously telling my mind and myself, what if you don't get enough clients this month? Will you be able to pay your mortgage or pay your bills? See, that whole self-worth thing is a killer if you don't get it under control. And getting it under control means starting with your mind. See, we're always going through our journey trying to figure things out, but we're not dealing with our past hurts and trying to accomplish what we believe to be our best us. So my best me was starting to deal with within. So that was me being prepared for self-worth. So I had to do some research. I had to do some self-reflection. So I went on a journey to just self-reflect on what was causing me to be fearful, my number one point. What was causing me to not believe in my self-worth, my second point. So I did an inner confidence assessment of myself. And I was able to figure out which ways I needed to go and how I needed to work on being a better me. So what did I do? I did a self-reflection. So today, I want to offer you a free gift. Yes, did I say a free gift? A free gift. I want you to go on the journey of self-reflection along with me. See, I've created an inner confidence mastery checklist and evaluation sheet. That way you can evaluate and reflect on where you are in your journey. You know, evaluating whether you are discounting fears, whether you are discounting your beliefs, whether you are discounting self-worth. So to get your free gift, be sure to stop by and send me an email at info@ReginaRobinsonSpeaks.com. And that's where you can get an opportunity to self-reflect like I did. My third point, going right into that, is authenticity. How can you be more the authentic you? See, when we show up, most people see a different you. Why? Because you're holding on to all the baggage that you might have had in the past. You're holding on to things that you did not have with you or before you. See, we're always trying to be who we think we should be as opposed to who we are called to be. So I challenge you today to just be the best you. Walk in your authenticity and serve as the authentic you. Because what will that do? Attract you more clients. People will be magnetic to you because they will believe in what you do and your personality and who you really are. Because you're showing up as the powerful you. You're giving of yourself. One thing I love is in order to be a leader, you must first serve. So I learned that a long time ago. So serving has always been something that I believe is important to do in order to lead others and be a great leader. So when you're trying to be authentic, don't pretend to be someone you're not. Instead, be who you really are. One of the things that challenged me when I first started as a speaker, when I would go and speak at a lot of high schools, was I was very straightforward in my speaking. I would go in and I was cutthroat. Why? I wanted kids to understand the reality of going to the next level in the college process. And what that meant was you had to put in the work to get the work out. So I always thought like, well, wow, maybe the kid, okay, hopefully the parents are gonna like what I said. Hopefully the kids like what I said. Hopefully they're gonna feel like they should sign up for what I believe in and what I know that I can help them get to the next level in their educational journey. And see, to my dismay, people would come up to me at the end of every time I was speaking at an event and say, thank you for that. My child was like, Mom, you hear that? Or Dad, you hear that? That really resonated with my child. And most importantly, it resonated with me. I realize now I have to be more accountable. Now I have to show my child more of what we need to do in order for them to go to the next level. So I realized just showing up and being the Regina that I am was very much the way that I was able to grab my audience every time I got before them and spoke. So see, all you have to do is just be the authentic you and show up and serve. And so every time I get on the stage and show up and serve, I give 100% of who I am. Now, of course, I'm funny here and there, but I'm giving of me. I don't want to have to go and be someone different. I want to always be able to to just be me. See, oftentimes we're carrying around a lot of baggage. How many of you know, how many of you could attest that you're grabbing the wrong baggage? See, every time we try and move, our baggage is weighing us down. Every time we try and go to the next level, our fear is saying, don't go to the next level because will you be able to handle it? Every time we try and reach out there and get a new client or do this or go to it, all of our thoughts is what's dictating where we go and in our next fear of our journey. See, we have to be willing to release and grab a hold of fear. Why? Because our inner confidence tells us that if you only have outside confidence in yourself, but your inner confidence doesn't align with your outer confidence, every time fear shows up, you won't be able to handle fear. So you have to come up with ways to be able to abort fear the minute it hits you. So the minute negative fear tells you to, don't do that, you won't be able to handle all the clients that's going to come in if you expand your territory. See, but your inner mind, your inner confidence will tell you, I can't wait for the phones to start ringing because I already know the team is coming. See, some of you are saying, I can't go to the next level or I can't get that high-paying client because I'm fearful that they won't believe in what I have to offer as a service. Well, you would never know if you don't try. So you have to be ready to move into believing your self-worth, which was our second point. And then you have to also be showing up as the authentic you, and the monetary flow will be overflowing. The clients will be attracted to you. The people will be coming to you and finding out, how can I use that person to help me? So see, I'm not standing before you preaching, oh my gosh, show up as the authentic you. Unlock your inner confidence. But I know firsthand, it took me to self-evaluate and to work on me so that I could unlock my inner confidence, so that when I show up as the authentic me and I repeat back, you are awesome, you are amazing, you are fly, that is literally what I am. You are getting it all here today. That is the authentic Regina. There is no mirror that's reflecting and telling me something different. When I look in the mirror, I see the amazingness that I'm able to portray. When I look in the mirror, I see how I show up in my power. When I look in the mirror, I see I'm authentic and it's just me. I'm not trying to be someone who I want to be, but I'm being the person God has called me to be, and I'm doing it unapologetically. See, we have to be willing to serve and show up unapologetically. So I challenge you today to be the inner confident person that you are destined to be. Walk in your greatness. Don't allow fear or self-doubt or other people's what they think about you to hinder from where you're going. When you show up, you need to show up and be able to exemplify that only as high as you reach can you grow. Only as far as you seek can you grow. Only as deep as you look can you see. And only as much as you dream can you be. So I challenge you again today to walk in your inner confidence and unlock the greatness that's awaiting you in your journey. You are authentically you. You are amazing. You are amazing. You are wonderful, and you are confident. Walk in your confidence. Thank you. I'm so excited to be amongst such awesome and phenomenal womenpreneurs for the 2015 conference. Thank you so much for tuning in to this year's Womanpreneur event. I hope that you have gained a lot of information, and from this day forward, I hope you will walk in your confidence and be the authentic you God has destined for you to be. Follow me on all my social media platforms, on Facebook at ReginaRobinsonSpeaks, on Twitter, Instagram, and Periscope at ReginaRSpeaks, and visit our website at ReginaRobinsonSpeaks.com. Remember, you are awesome, you are amazing, and you are confident.